everybody, this is the Jedi, and this would be my second production of 2020. I first want to begin by saying, you guys, it occurred to me when I was watching back the last video. I want to say to you, and by the way, if you hear cats, there's some kind of cat seminar or convention or something going on outside my house. They start this every once and again. They start with the howling and the calling, and I'm over it. And I know they are against me because they have deliberately pissed on my door. Like, deliberately. Like, there's my front door, then there's the the security screen door, and they just cock up their leg and piss through that onto my door. I've cleaned it several times, and they come back. They are against me. Alright, cats are evil. Anyway, I'm giving you a lot of coats and scarves and things, you guys, because I told you a long time ago, over the course of my work, I've talked to you about empathy and gratitude. And it's the winter months now. And I want you to do this. I want you to at least, if you can't do it as many times as me, try at least once a week then. Just start small. Try one day a week while it's cold to not use your heat. It's a small thing. I'm not asking you to go outside and sleep outside. That would be next. Alright, but settle down. But the reason is because I understand the privilege that it is to be able to go over and just hit my thermostat. You know, oh, I'm chilly, quick, 85 or whatever. But there's people, as I speak to you, there's people that are sleeping outside, and they have no place to sleep or no shelter to be inside of and no thermostat to hit. So join a molecule of their struggle and just don't use your heat. Then you will think about them. But most importantly, when you encounter them, I pray Allah that you will be more likely to help them. Don't judge them. Help them. Help them. Help them. Anything that you can give them. Food, money, clothing, whatever. Don't judge them and say, well, they're just going to use it for this, they don't use it for that. That's not for you. The Creator says, charity is the right of the poor upon the rich. Hear that. Charity is the right of the poor upon the rich. And I feel like my teeth are doing something. Hold up, you guys. Let me make sure I got no food in my teeth. Wait! Cut! Okay. I think that's better. So, charity is the right of the poor upon the rich. And so is Carmex. It's the right. It is the right of soft African lips upon humanity. And so when you think about that, you have a different understanding of the poor, the homeless, anyone who has less than you. And you understand in that statement that the divine has taken care of and provided that there would never be any classism or the haves and the have-nots. That you have, therefore you have a responsibility to them. You must give. You must. It's not an option. Hear this, it's not an option. You have to. You have to. So for that reason, a lot of times I don't, and then it also reminds me of my childhood, because I remember my grandmama bundling us up, make sure we had enough quilts, and sometimes we slept in clothes and stuff like that because we didn't have no heat. But she was gonna keep you warm some kind of way. Rest her soul. So that's why you're seeing a lot of coats and hoodies and scarves and things from me. When I'm in my traditional clothing, that's just, I'm in my traditional clothing. I always wear scarves and kufis and all that, so that's fine. But particularly if you see me sitting up here in hoodies and coats and things like that, it's cold. All right, and I'm not using the heat. And I want to say thank you because there was a number of you who appreciated my blue turtleneck. It's chenille. That I wore in my last video. Thank you guys. I almost didn't wear that. I almost changed my clothes when I got in. I was about to change. I felt I was too dressed up. I'm glad I kept it on. That's one of my favorite colors. You know, black and gray are my favorite colors, but that blue is also my favorite. Speaking of, I just mentioned too when I was putting my Carmex on, you know, I mentioned in one of my not too distant videos, I was saying, I was talking about something else, and I said, wait, I was putting on my Carmex, and I was like, let me not get Malik Yoba lips. And I randomly shared with you guys that my father used to have really soft lips, that my father used to kiss me. And somebody, I don't remember who it is, said, do you know how that sounds, or something that connoted that there was a problem? Listen, there's no problem with that. If your father didn't kiss you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Indeed, my whole family, we all have always kissed on the lips even. It just was always that way. It was always that way. It was always that way. My brothers, my sisters, my father, my grandmama, always kiss on the lips. Always, 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 always. And that was already normal for me. And somewhere years ago, I heard either one of the weigh-ins or somebody talking about them. I think it was one of them, might have been Marlon. They were saying how they all kiss on the lips. I'm like, big deal, so do we. Like, you know, just that's normal for me, you know. That's normal. And so is my camera angles. All right, fine. Anyways, and yes, I do miss my father's kisses. My father had the softest lips on earth, you know. Even when he kissed you on the cheek, wherever he kissed you, my father had really soft lips. And I do miss his kisses, as I said in that video. I want to say, you guys, that I mentioned I have committed. In my last video, I said I was thinking about maybe just not even doing any more videos until my people begin to step up and donate to the GoFundMe. I was half serious about that. You know, I almost can't be, because for all the people who have contributed and continue to contribute, I can't punish them for the rest of you. Sadly. You know, the easy answer is just that the rest of you guys just step up, you know, and let's get this knocked out. Why can't we just get it knocked out? You know, I was looking at, not this time, but the last time they had the Surviving R. Kelly thing, that, whatever that first one was, back last year sometime, I think it was. Last time I looked at it, I think something like 16,000 people had viewed that video. Just think if every person had just given $1 for just that video. And that was last year. We would have been done. My last video before this, the last time I looked at it, it was over 500 views. If everybody had just given $1. Again, I'm also on Cash App. My Cash App tag is the Jedi 1814. You know, and the link for the GoFundMe is in the description box under the video here. What is it going to take, everybody? What's it going to take? What's it going to take? What is it going to take? I do know this. I will get to Africa. That I know, because it's already been pre-written in my destiny. Otherwise, I wouldn't be pursuing it. But what I do know is that once I do get to Africa, everyone who went past me as if they didn't hear my plea for you to help me, to donate for me to get to Africa, I will not be responding to you. I won't. I won't. And maybe that's what I'll do for the rest of the time here in America. Just like if you haven't donated to the campaign, then I won't answer your comment. There has to be something I do that expresses like I can't be cool with you just ignoring my plea. I'm open to suggestions also. If anybody has some other remedy or something that you can think of, please communicate that to me. But I'm so serious about this, everybody. I've told you, I've never wanted anything more in my life than this, other than my mother coming out of the grave and visiting me, and I get to know my mother for the first time in my life. Or my grandmother returning to the earth, or my father, or something like that. Like, it has to be something like that. Like, you know, I never desire worldly things. I've told you guys I'm not into material stuff. I'm not materialistic. I'm not somebody that's into stuff. I'm not into that. I'm not interested. I've also said to you many times, there are people like me that exist on the earth. I used Michael Jackson as an example in one of the videos I did about him when I was breaking down his assets and everything, and I was telling you, like, you can't find a picture of Michael where he's wearing anything fancy. Nothing. You can't find a picture or a video of him wearing anything fancy when he's not on stage. Nothing. Because I know he was like me. That's why he's in the Guinness Book as the most giving person on earth. Because I've always said to you, I'm the type of person, only reason why I've ever wanted to have wealth is so I could give to those who don't have. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I've never wanted anything spectacular. I'm not interested. Even when I moved to Africa, you know, I've had Africans, continental Africans, both there and here, telling me, you know, you can live like a king in Africa. Well, I'm not trying to live like no king. I'm not interested in living like a king here. I am a king. I don't need to live like one. Not interested. I've always been someone who is content with just the basics. I love that. 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 I'm disgusted by people who spend a bunch of money on stuff that's meaningless and doesn't do anything for humanity. That's what gets my hair up. Like, I can't with that. I'm not interested. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. Anyways, so I implore my people once again, if you're watching me, you're on a device. These devices are not free. So you have at least $1. Go to the description in the link in the description box underneath this video and give at least $1 or whatever is in your power. Just do it, everybody. Just do it. Also, don't forget to thumbs up the video. And like I say, if you don't want to donate on GoFundMe, then you can donate on the Cash app. My Cash tag is the Jedi 1814. You don't need to capitalize anything or anything like that. Just the Jedi 1814 on Cash app. If there's another way that you would like to donate that I'm not currently hooked up to, reach out to me and let me know whatever app I need to do, whatever I need to do, if I need to open a separate account, if I need to do something special, if I need to send an Amazon drone to your house, whatever I need to do, I'm willing to do that so that you can have the opportunity to donate. I can't be any more fair-minded about it than I have been and am being. This is too important, everybody. And I can't allow people to just be in front of me and you won't help me out. Meanwhile, there's a list of people that have given multiple times. Multiple. I've told you we've had people that have donated huge sums of money. I just need the rest of you guys to step up. It's not that we don't have the people, we just don't have the participation. We have our people once again sitting back and doing nothing. That can't be acceptable. And oh, by the way, it's bigger than me. It's about the principle of it, because this just happens to be my cause. But if it was even for somebody else, I would still be this passionate. And proving that, by the way, is several years back, one of my followers, Rel C, he was graduating from film school. He graduated from film school. And I started a GoFundMe for him because he wanted to get his first projects made. And I was this passionate. I was threatening people. I was talking about shutting down my channel. If y'all can't donate, I'm going to be over you. The same thing. And it wasn't even for me. It was for Rel. So I'm a consistent man. There's no double standard with the Jedi. I always tell you that. So I'm not this passionate just because it's me. It's the principle is still the same. That here we have our people assembled. And we can't just come out the pocket with a single dollar. Come on, you guys. That's antithetical to everything that I preach. It's antithetical to the dream that I have of the oneness and togetherness of our people. How we operate as a unit in the society. I mean, so it's bigger than just this GoFundMe for me to move to Africa. It's bigger than that. It's a principled issue that is the foundation at all of this. So don't sit back. Let's get this over with. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. Now the link for the campaign is in the description box down below. Please go and donate. Stop the video now and go and donate, and then come back and continue watching the video. Can you just do that? 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 Now, I wanted to also briefly say something, you guys, about, because I touched on it a little bit in my last video, about our women. And by the way, most of the donors to this campaign have been what? Black women. As usual, it's our women who outperform the men at everything on earth, period. That's just the damn truth. And you don't need me to tell you. The evidence is out there for anybody who wants to look at it. It's in your face every day. It's in your face every day. Black women are outperforming us at every test point. They have more degrees. They have better jobs. They have higher income. They drive better cars. They're more likely to be independent as far as living on their own, have their own spot, than brothers. That's real. That's real. So here we go. Here I'm sitting asking for donations to this campaign. And who has been the majority of people that have stepped up? Black women. Just go and look at the campaign and start reading the names. Black women. Black women. Once again. Once again. Once again. Once again. I didn't need Beyonce to write Who Run the World. I didn't need her to do that. I know who runs the world. I know. I know already. But I need black women to understand that they run the world. And then just start running it. Just start running it. Just start running it. Just start running it. You understand? And if brothers can't get on board, then just run them over. Just run them over. And indeed, anybody that's holding us back as a group, you just have to mow them down and run them over. We don't have time. We've got too much dead weight upon our people. Too much dead weight. Too much dead weight. Too much. And I'm over it. But why I mentioned that is because I wanted to say, clarify some things I said in my last video with regard to our women. I was talking yet again about the center part. Where's my punch? And I wanted to also say to our women this. You can do so much more with your hair than you can with any of them center part wigs that y'all wearing. You could do so much more. That's one of the beauties of African hair. It defies gravity. We can do anything with it. I saw Marsha Martin, Marseille or Marche, the little girl from Blackish. She plays, her character is, it's an old name. Diane. It's not old. But just, it's Diane. Anyways, and she was on the Tamron Hall show. And she came out, she had these braids and she had these two huge, looked like rabbit ears. Just defying gravity. And she looked so divine. She's such a beautiful little girl too, by the way. She's just divine. I love her. I really love her. I love her. But anyways, I use her just as one example to say, you know, our hair defies gravity. And women can do so much more with their hair, with their natural hair, you know. As men, we're not looking really to be surprised by a new look every 5 minutes, you know. But we see as men that it seems to be amongst women that y'all have to continually change your style and change your look. That seems to be universal across women in general. But I'm always only and ever speaking about our people when I'm speaking about anything. So that's fine. And so if you want to do that, then you should just do your natural hair. You know, because you can do so much more with that than you're ever going to be able to do with any of these center part wigs and lace fronts and whatever other magical sorcery that is being used. You know, like, I can't. So just wear your own hair, black women. There's nothing greater. And for me personally, which I hate that, it's such a double wrong. Me personally, I hate when black people say that. Talk about me personally. Well, you just said me, so you already covered the personal. I'm over it. Don't obsess, Jedi. Don't obsess. Don't obsess. Anyways, but for myself, certainly when it comes to being intimate with a woman, I want to be able to deal with your hair. That's my way. You know? I want to be able to run my hands through it. I want to be able to pull it. You know? Get a little freaky. But it's all part of it. And I don't want to be like, oh, I can't because I may pull your wig off. Nah. And for me, lovemaking is an extension of how I feel about you. And it should be how you feel about me. Lovemaking is the unspoken. It's the act of the words that have the feelings that have no words. And so you show it through your action, how you make love to a woman. That's how I see it. You know, sex should not be a word, really, because nobody should be having sex, because that's recreation and it's something else. I don't want to be a part of that. I've never even shared the bed with a female that wasn't my girlfriend or my fiance. There was no hit it and quit it. None of that. Like, I'm yours and you're mine. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in bed together. For what? You know? And so, for me, it's always been about expressing those feelings for which there are no words. It's make love to you. You know? Okay, that's something else. Let me get off that. But anyway, wear your own hair, damn it. That's what I'm trying to say. Here they go with the fireworks. I'm over it. Or whatever. It's like, you guys, ever since I moved to this place 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years and a few months now. 2 years and 3 months, I think it was. Anyways, I promise you, every single night there's fireworks or firecrackers or some bullshit going on that I'm over. You know? I've called the city. I even called 911 one night and asked to have I called the non-emergency number actually, and got a white heifer with an attitude. And I asked her, I said, what's the city ordinance on fireworks? Well, I don't know what that is. I go, so you're a 911, you work for the police department, and you don't know what the ordinance is on fireworks? I don't believe you. I told her that. I go, I don't believe you. She was trying to intimidate me like she was going to have the cops come to my house. Bitch, so what? Send the cops to my house. What's that mean? I'm paying your damn salary. I want answers. So if you hear stuff, that's what that is. I'm over it. It's not cats, it's fireworks and firecrackers. It's going to be real hard not to kill nobody this year. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying though. But I'm just telling you. You feel me? Damn it, y'all. There was something else now. Wait. Give me a minute, y'all. Because I said... What was I specifically talking about? I was in that video at that moment. I was talking about how... Why did I bring it up in the video? I was talking about one thing I know I mentioned was black hair being the issue of black hair always comes up, but it's always about black women's hair, and I see this as yet another aggression upon black women. Because I was saying that as black men we have the same hair as black women. We black folks, we Africans, we got the same hair, but this obsession really with black hair always materializes and manifests itself in yet some other attack on yet another African woman. Either she's had to cut her hair or she's had to do something. It's come upon the job. We've seen one or two cases here and there with brothers. Even the kid that was on the wrestling team, and they stopped in the middle of the match and told him his hair was a problem. In the middle of the match, and he had like 90 seconds to decide what he wanted to do. And there they were cutting his hair. I'm telling you, Allah always makes sure you're where you're supposed to be. Because I would be doing this video from a jail cell right now. No question about it. You want to talk about somebody leaping out of the stands, take somebody out? That would have been your boy. There's no way that would have been cool with me. There's some things that just that require you to physical action. You understand? They just do. Some things require you to just speak up. And there's some things that require your physical response. That would have been one of them. That would have been one of them. Just like I told y'all, the judge in the Amber murderer case, coming down from that damn bench. It's no way I would have sat there in that courtroom and not been heard by all humanity. You would have heard me on the audio, letting her have it. I'm not someone to sit by and let shit go on and it's cool with me. I'm not. And I tell you all the time, I'm the most dangerous person to all humanity because I sit here only afraid of only the one who created me, and that's it. Nothing else is worthy of my fear. Nothing. Nothing else. Hear that. Nothing else is worthy of my fear. Nothing. 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 Do you understand? So, this obsession with black women's hair, and I say it's on purpose because we talk too much as a culture. Some of that is we don't really have a choice because sadly we don't have any of our original languages and dialects, so we could speak and they couldn't know anything we were saying. So it's out there that it's a cultural norm that you do not touch a black woman's hair. Comics have talked about it. It's been used. People have talked about it, and so white people grasp onto stuff like that. You see, and they definitely gonna try it. Sadly, We need to be the people that waiting for them to try it, so we have a response when they try anything. We're waiting on you to try it. Try it. So that's what it's about. You understand? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's another microaggression upon African women, and indeed African culture by extension. But certainly an attack upon our women. No doubt about it. Not one. Yeah. So, as I said then, I say again, our women need to stop imitating them. Stop wearing your hair like them. Stop wearing blonde wigs and blonde shit that does not occur in our culture. You understand? Because essentially you're saying to them, I think your hair is beautiful. You won't ever want them to think anything about them is beautiful, because it's not. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. The most beautiful creatures walking around this planet Earth are African people. Period. And the crown of that is our women. That's just a fact. You see, you've been made to believe that something unattractive is indeed beautiful. What is going on here? You've been made to think that. Who's this guy that's with Lisa Bonet? Big, tall, white guy with long hair, looks like the devil. I'm never going to call his name because I don't need to. And I don't know who he is and I don't need to. I don't need to. Anyways, but again, somebody that ugly and animalistic looking is being held up as something attractive against what your two eyes are telling you. Come on, dude. Yet, you would run from Flavor Flav. Think about it. You'd run from Flavor Flav. Or Tito Jackson. You know, who else is supposed to be unattractive, you know? That's not. You know, again, I tell you guys about things coming in. And how many of you did the homework and went and watched that Lior Suchard dude that I told you about in my last video? How many people did it? Type if you went and watched it. Type if you went and watched him. Again, things are being planted and suggested on your person, your psyche, and your consciousness, and then you are bringing those things forth and acting out and saying and doing things that you will call authentic, and it's not. Again, you have to be in the right frame of mind, everybody. You got to be focused. When you focus, then you have a focused reaction to things. You can't just be sold something just because. That's why I tell you, you got to be the captain of your vessel, and you got to stand at your gate. You must be the captain of your ship, and you got to stand at the gate, because they're always trying it. Always trying it. They're always trying something to get past your damn gate. I can't. Anyways. I'm going to come back to that. Indeed, I'm actually going to blend it, because this issue that I want to discuss of our women being the crown of creation, and this R. Kelly thing, they exist in the same space. And so I will sort of weld those two things together and play both strings as we go through this. First thing I want to say, you guys, is that We've all been had, as I see it. We've all been had. We've all been had. And I'm more, I don't want to say freaked out, but I'm just more, I guess, disgusted. You know, the parents of this Joycelyn and this Azriel person, all names that I hate, by the way, they are in on it, and or they are in on it from the standpoint of their ignorance and greed has made and or allowed them to put all morality out of their minds and being. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll take it in sections. First of all, this dude. That is Joycelyn's father. Timothy, I think is his first name, Savage. What both these men have in common is something that makes me sick to my bones. I do not like weak men. I do not like weak men. Ask my nephew how I've gotten on his ass to the point of nearly killing him. A few years ago I was in New York and we were carrying a dresser. And he dropped his in because his hands were cold. It is only by the grace of Allah that he still lives to this day. Only by the grace of Allah. That's it. Nothing else saved him. Nothing else saved him. You understand me? But I just don't like weak men. You know, I don't expect that men should walk around like they're Hercules and they know it all and all that stuff. Listen, the strongest man is the most vulnerable man. That's fine. You know? But in this case, what I'm specifically talking about these two simps, or I don't even know what to call them. It needs to be something insulting, and I just don't have a word that's good enough right now. I'll come up with something. Trust me, I'm very creative. But you had both of them hiding behind their women, riding on their women. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I never have. I never will. I do not like that. And what's worse is women that put up with that shit and allow it. You make me just as sick. Don't give me I care and I love. There's not that much love and care in the world to put up with a bunch of bullshit. You understand what I'm telling you? And sometimes if you really love something, you let it the fuck go. That's love. Let it go. Let it go. But for some reason with women, it's always stay and suffer. That equals love. Not let it go and prosper. You know, nah. I must stay and suffer and put up with the bullshit. That's love. Nah. So, in the case of this Savage person, he is a weak little woman. That's what I'll call him right now. He's a woman. Why is he a woman, Jedi? Because first of all, I will show you, I'm going to show you some pictures in this. He, even when they had the first part, like last year, whenever they had it, and then now, of course, they've revived it. Well, he represents to me, he's like a Creflo Dollar type on one level, in that he is willing to say anything and sell literally his asshole for any price. That's how Creflo Dollar strikes me. Just make shit up on the fly. They're not highly intelligent people at all. And so that's his likeness to the Creflo dude. But just on his own merit, he's you know, here's I mentioned this, I think, in the very first ever piece I did last year, the year before, whenever it was, this first Surviving R. Kelly crap came out. I told you, him and this other dude are the type, they drive a certain type of car, they dress a certain way, they definitely type that walk around wearing Bluetooths in their ear. Exhibit A. You're at a press conference. Why do you need your Bluetooth in your ear? He's too dapper for a male for me, you know. It's one thing for a brother to keep himself up and be clean and all that stuff, but then there's that line, you know, where you're almost dainty, you know, and he represents that for me. Like, I don't see him as somebody who gets dirty, you know. It's always, I just can't with him. And last time, they were standing outside of what was supposed to have been the driveway to R. Kelly's house. And I was saying then, how come you're not just walking up the driveway and going to the damn door? We called the police. We called the police. He is a weak, these dudes are weak, but trying to stay on Savage for a minute to keep them separated so I can tell you about each of them. He was sitting there the whole time talking about, you know, we just want to get our daughter back. We just want to get our daughter back, and this and the third, and this and the third. Okay, but then they put up the dates. July 11th of 2019, R. Kelly went to jail. It's almost July again. We could just stretch it and say. But fine that it's not. The fact of the matter is, you not actively trying to get your daughter. I told you about the Clary dude, when they went there and they was like, ass, and they was outside this building, was supposed to be R. Kelly's studio or something like that. And I told you, it was just his wife that was doing all the calling of her name. And then when the police do show up, she's doing all the talking to the police. Same thing happened with the Savage dude, because they're both little fucking women. And I think, it's something I can't really articulate. I feel it though, y'all. Both of these men, they either want to be R. Kelly, or they want to be with R. Kelly. They're on his sack, and I don't know if it's I don't know if I necessarily think it's a gay thing or a homosexual thing. It's like you ride, because you can not be homosexual and still be like riding the fuck out of some dude's sack. You know, like you just press to be around them. You want to be like them. You almost want to dress like them. You just so on they sack so hard. Brothers know what I'm talking about. Probably some sisters too. But this is that for me. And so, you know, I cannot. They're easily influenced. I noticed tonight they kept giving us this Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. First I want to stay on this. So, just like in the very first ever one, when you had the Clary, Azriel's dad out there, and the mother was doing all the stuff, so was the case here. Now, they were at Trump Tower in Chicago, which made me wonder if Trump is somehow behind this whole takedown of R. Kelly. How are you going to have somebody that high profile staying at one of your hotels and you don't know about it? Not believable. Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. And that means that he's been in that hotel and his luxury home, proving what I said, or what I've said before, that he's not broke, everybody. I'm going to break that down. But he's been in the he and his crew and these girls and so forth have been in this Trump hotel at least since he's been president. At some point, they even if they didn't check in 2016, they've become tenants at some point and guests since he's been while he's in the Oval Office right now. And I could see it being a favor from him to Harvey Fat Ass Weinstein. You know, don't worry about it, Harvey. I'll take care of it. I've got a guest that's staying at one of my hotels. This R. Kelly guy. He's got a lot of problems. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. But we can get some things going. Blah 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 blah. And of course, Trump is going to be in the good graces of the city government in Chicago. That's a big ass hotel. Google it. I did. Anyways, to digress back. So, they call, but first of all, they're in some luxury hotel, it seems like. At least they're high up. How are they getting all the money to travel? I asked this whenever we did it a few years ago. I'm just calling it a few years ago, even though I know it wasn't. I need to just say it that way so that you know I'm not talking about right now. All right, so a few years ago, I said then, how are they doing all this traveling? Cha-ching, okay, that's another flight. Okay, that's another flight. That's another hotel. Now they're going to so-and-so. Now they're going to Georgia. Now they're going to Chicago. Now they're going to Florida. So there was let me show the pictures now from the hotel so we can set the tone and the look of how they all looked in the hotel room. Go. Now, there's the mother/wife laid across the bed, matching phone to her outfit. Huh? We've never seen these people not looking perfect, like they're on a quest to find their daughters. Everybody is a fashion statement. This man, I'll call him a transgender. We've never seen a hair out of place with this dude. Again, the daintiness of it all. You feel me? Never seen him with a hair out of place. The only thing that was revealed, I think, for me, in this most recent episode of it, was he's got a pot belly. Both of them do, him and the Clary guy. The Clary guy was kind of known, but it was more pronounced in this round. And then certainly it was a discovery, really, for me, with the Savage dude. But there he is, when they playing chess, we got to play checkers. That's what he was saying in the hotel room. That's what I took those pictures from. For every move that Robert Sylvester Kelly makes, we have to make another move. For everything he do, as if he's all this strategy, and as if it's the command center, and they're on the case, and he's not doing a damn thing. Even the daughter is the one calling, saying they want to do the wellness check. And he's following. I'm just going to show you this series of pictures because I'm going to talk about them. Let me just show you this series of pictures. Notice that he's lagging behind. That the daughter is the one on the phone. He's not even holding his wife's hand, for God's sake. He's not even holding the daughter's hand. Nothing. Then you're going to see a picture also of them in the hotel lobby. Again, it's just the daughter. Why aren't the parents going in to claim their daughter, saying, we are Mr. and Mrs. Savage, our daughter, we have reason to believe our daughter is here, we've not seen her in several years, and we want X, Y, and Z. No. They both stay back. The daughter is the one sent. And she comes back and said, they said she's not here, and she's crying, and you see them walking up, and he's not even holding his wife's hand or anything. It's all fake, everybody. These people, I believe, either, like I say, he wants R. Kelly physically, or he wants to be R. Kelly. He's on his sack, or they being paid, or have been paid. Something is up with these damn people. Because now their daughters are grown, and they're still trying to make this claim. Your daughters have been over majority age for several years now. So what's the relevance of you now? What's the relevance? Let's go to this series of pictures so you'll have context of what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. Let's go. You saw him lagging behind. And I also put the picture there of them hugging. It in quotations. Because again, he's dainty. So even when he's hugging the wife and the daughter, first of all, he makes a prayer before that. I never see nobody pray with their eyes open. Like dead ass, like, dear Heavenly Father, we so and so, so and so, and so and so, just like eyes open, especially Christian folks. Like that's what it was. Again, perfect hair, perfect part. Looks like his barber just finished the last piece and go, okay, filming, you know. But when he, because testifying to the daintiness is when he went to, he's got his head up like this. You know, like, please don't mess up any of my face or anything I've got going on. And they couldn't have their bundles messed up. So it just was all hideous, dude. It was all hideous. But you go to this hotel, and again, they were blurring out the police. You know, you saw the picture. Go back and watch the series again. You saw the picture where I had the police, and you saw the police were blurred out. But it was to show you that, but also to show you that this Timothy Savage dude is nowhere. It's just the women, the mother and the daughters. That's it. And sometimes it wasn't even the mother. It was just the daughter. He's nowhere. Nowhere. And then now I'll show you the pictures of him standing off on his own. You see? Let's show that now. Don't tell me nothing. Don't do it. Don't come near me. Don't look at me in the eyes. This is a punk bitch who's not looking for his daughter at all. And then I'll show you a series of pictures now where they're sitting up there in testimonial, and he tries to make a tear happen. They don't hold hands the entire time, but when it's time for him to try and work out a tear, which he fails at, she grabs his hand. You probably can't really see it in the picture. You just have to go and watch the video again if you taped it. His hand is open like this, and her hand is like this on his hand. He's not even doing this, like being held. It's just his hand is just there, and she, because it's like him. He's trying, and he has to mention his father. You know, he said he had wanted some name they call fucking this Jocelyn person. Josita or so, I don't know what they called her. Something else that made me vomit. Alright. And I had to be re-rushed back to the hospital and put on a ventilator. But he was saying, my father, you know, she couldn't even be at his grave, and the last person to close the casket was me. And it was just like, it was almost getting off the subject of your daughter, trying to talk about your father to work up emotion so you could possibly try and get a tear. The eyes barely, hardly at all turned red or pink, everybody. I'm going to show you a series of pictures to show you him trying to work out a tear. You have to go back and watch the video. And at the end, he does this. But the way he's looking around, you could tell he's trying to see, did he do okay or did it work? Is that a good take? Do we need to do it again or something like that? Let me roll these pictures for you. Hopefully you can just glean it from the pictures. I did my best. Go. Black folks, we know fakery when we see it now. We know fakery when we see it. Do not let your eyes deceive you. Most importantly, don't let this devil deceive you. You understand? This master of deception. This is all a group of people trying to get money. The kids are going along with it. The youngest daughter, she's auditioning for like the stand-in for LaToya Jackson. All right. She kind of fits that bill anyway. Because LaToya is ditzy and kind of went along with, she don't really have no career and no real talent and blah blah blah. So this girl represents LaToya Jackson for me. That's why. In fact, the first time I seen her on camera, you know, with all that hair and little baby hair, I was like, I always do this thing where I go, yeah, so and so, whatever her name is, just something. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you right now. I just if you got a minute. Yeah, so I got LaToya Jackson on the phone right now. She wants her damn hair back, you know, or she wants her look back or something, whatever it is. So LaToya just called me, and she wants her entire look back from the 90s. She wants it. She just called me. You seen it? She called me, you know. So the kids are going, and the littlest girl, who I just got in the shot a little bit there, of course they're going along with it, you know. They're still at that age where your parents are just God to you. You haven't gotten to an age where you begin to judge them as people. So they just, you go along with whatever they're doing. You figure it's right, you know. So, but and his wife, Mrs. Savage, she's auditioning for the part of Tina Knowles in the Beyonce biopic, alright? I have people that tell me things. Alright, and I hear things. I hear things. And I hear things. I hear things. But she thinks she's Tina Knowles. You see? And some of my women are going to tell me how much them lace fronts and bundles cost that she was wearing. Although, are those the expensive ones, as I detect? You know? But, so this whole display of going to the Trump hotel in Chicago was all fakery. Because by this time, the Jocelyn is old enough to, say, kick rocks to anybody who would approach. And R. Kelly has already been locked up. July 11th, 2019. They kept putting it up on the screen. July 11th. So, what are y'all doing? What are you doing? Also, I mentioned the Robert Sylvester Kelly, everybody. This is a white hand. Because somewhere in my work over the years, through 2 shut-down channels, at some point I gave you this understanding that was given to me by the divine of these 3-word names. They're meant to have a certain psychological effect on you. You know, from the time you're a child, it's John Wilkes Booth. How many other people you can name their first, middle, and last name? just in your everyday life that you know, people you would, like even your teachers, you can't. But you know John Wilkes Booth. I don't even have to tell you who he is. You know who he is. John Hinckley Jr., James Earl Ray, Lee Harvey Oswald. Huh? These 3-word names they give you. You see? Robert Sylvester Kelly. There's a reason why they kept articulating that name full government. Black folks don't even say that. We don't talk like that. But there was the attorney for the Savage family. Let's put up his picture right now. Gerald Griggs with his little dainty bow tie and Huh? Robert Sylvester Kelly. And so we noticed that Itch Booty Savage started using that. Like deliberately using it. It wasn't like it was just coming out. He was deliberately making sure he said that. Now there's somebody else I didn't take a picture of and put up because, or I'm not going to put up because I didn't capture the picture. But this fat little pudgy white man. But he was valuable with his information because he said no pop star has ever been charged with a crime like this, the way it was charged. These charges are reserved for the mafia and things like that, like major racketeering gangs, the mafia. He named the Gambinos and some other people, and so, but he kept saying this has never ever been done, ever to a pop star, ever in the history of ever. And I say, and I maintain as I have throughout, R. Kelly's not guilty of anything. I've not seen a crime. As I said in my last video, there's the Lanita or Levita or Lanita, whatever her name is. I believe her. That's one crime, potentially. Everybody else can kick rocks. Because first of all, nobody up there was like some toddler or some prepubescent, adolescent or something. They were at least teenagers. At least. You understand? And so, and they were consenting. So don't come now with all this victimhood. Hear this, I'm never buying into that. Period. Not in this case. And it diminishes the validity of future and current real victims of real crimes. This was no crimes. These were hot-ass bitches that were just upset that they weren't R. Kelly's number one and that they were never going to totally possess him and all of this nonsense. You understand? Oh, wait. The universe just gave me something. Wow. Allahu Akbar. Anyways, that's all this was. Hot ass bitches. And the one, I can't think of her name, Asante something. Dark skinned sister had the fake helmet hair on with, bangs and all of it. Don't you, let me put up this picture right now. Put it up. There she is in broke down ass Christian Louboutin heels. Call me crazy, but how does this bitch have Louboutins even though they are broke down and run down? Barely holding on to the red under the bottom. No, she'd been walking in the hood. But I ask you now, how is she wearing Louboutin heels? How? And again, she is another one. And they said at the end of the piece that she has a memoir and she's doing a speaking tour and she's doing it all. listen, get your coin, but be honest about it. You understand? These are dowdy ass bitches who really weren't, have not even tried to make anything of their lives before since R. Kelly. Like I said, R. Kelly could see a mark. You understand? But let me extend that a little further, just so that you understand fully what I'm saying. Forget anything nefarious or criminal or anything like that for a moment. Most men, I will only speak for men right now. We pretty much know our limitations. You know, like every once and again, a woman surprises you that you think is out of your league, and then you're not. We've all seen that or experienced it or something like that. But for the most part, you're not unrealistic. Most brothers are not unrealistic. They see a sister and, oh, she ain't gonna go for me, you know. Like a thug just out of prison is not gonna walk up to Michelle Obama. He's just not gonna do it. He just inherently knows she's not gonna be into me. Now Michelle might surprise them, you know, but that would just be the anomaly, the rarity. But most likely he would be right. Like somebody like Michelle Obama, that's not gonna be his type. So he's going for that sister in the hood that may have one or two babies' fathers, maybe, and you know, low education, somebody that's down where he's at, and then he can feel a little bit more like, okay, yeah, I could get with her. She would want me, you know. Her standards are a little lower. That's just real. Stop the video when I lie. So, such is the case. So, R. Kelly, though he's famous and wealthy, and he's still wealthy, he can't read or write. You know, what's her name? His wife was trying to help him out with the reading and writing, but we don't know how long that lasted and how far he got. But the fact of the matter is, he couldn't read or write. Okay, fine. So, people that can't read or write come with a certain insecurity that's just built in, because they feel like they're going to be found out, etc., etc. You know, ask Fantasia. But, so R. Kelly, knowing this, knew that he can draw girls, plus he's from around the way. It's not like he came from the hood and went through Harvard and Stanford, and then, oh my God, he's going to be R. Kelly. No. His talent brought him to where he is. His talent, not his intellect, his talent. So he's used to dealing with a certain type of female. He's not going to try to approach a Michelle Obama. That's why none of them heifers that you've seen, and no matter how many are going to march out claiming they some kind of a victim, which all they was hot-ass bitches, none of them he's going to parade out is going to be anything in that category. You saw they all had a commonality. Basic bitch. Basic hot-ass bitch. That's it. That's it. So he spots his type when he sees it. This isn't being a predator or preying on women, or they were saying that he had his crew recruiting women, young girls for... It wasn't true, y'all. It's just not true. It's just not true. And just because the white man say it, that makes it even more untrue in my book. You understand? Because this is the biggest liar known to humanity anywhere in the universe. Alright? So, but he knew his type, and he didn't have to really have nobody recruit nobody. Evident by the picture I showed you in my last video, all he got to do is stand on stage, and they grabbing his crotch. He just stands there, and they grabbing his crotch. You don't even have to be R. Kelly. I seen a video. It's on somewhere on YouTube where it was with Lil Wayne, and was it Lil Wayne and the fucker that is supposed to be his lover or something. I don't know what it is. Anyways, and it's him and the I think the Cash Money dudes. And he's like, yeah, we fuck with niggas and bitch. That one right there. They pulling dudes up on the stage, and they're coming willingly. They pulling chicks up on the stage, and sisters are coming willingly. I'm just saying, especially when you get into a certain demographic too. It don't just have to be black folks. It's not just it be black folks, I'm saying, but it also black folks of a certain demographic. So certain cities they go to, and just the type of artists they are, they know who coming to their concerts. The chick that's got the skirt up to here, you feel me? And all this kind of thing. So they just point, you feel me? And they know they got some down low niggas in the audience, so they pointing them out. Come on up. And at one point it was getting too much for it was getting to be too much for some of the Cash Money dudes. They was like, wait, we getting too many dudes up here. I can't. I can't. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, this is one of the perks of being an artist. Certainly an R. Kelly. You know, he has women right here in the palm of his hand. Right there. I always tell you, when Allah takes something from you, He gives you something else. And one of the gifts that R. Kelly has is he absolutely understands African women and how to write songs to them. You understand? I'm sure before he was even writing songs, he probably got most of his girls by writing them poems and stuff. Or maybe singing them like a little jingle or something that he wrote. You know? That's what he could focus on. Plus, you think of a brother who can't read or write, the safest place of refuge for you is a black woman. Because that's your own. She gonna understand you whether you can read or write or not. But certainly you can't read or write. That black woman is going to be more, you need that nurturing. If anybody's going to be patient with you and nurture you and all that kind of stuff, it must be a black woman. It can't be nobody else. Can't be no stand-ins. Can't be. Can't be. And I don't know if we have any record of him being with any white heifers, thank God. Ironically, I think if any of these had been white heifers, we might not even know about it. I know that sounds weird because of the Bill Cosby thing, but I have a theory on that, but I'll share it in a minute. So he knew his demographic. He knew the type of female he knows the type of female that's attracted to him. You understand? I know the type of women that are attracted to me, and then everything else is a mystery. You feel me? Like it's just it could happen or it could not happen, you know. But he knows the type of women that are attracted to him. And like I say, all he has to do is stand on the stage and here they come. Proving this, later when the Cleary son, Armani, and the father's name is, I think, D'Angelo. Yeah, this is Azriel's family. The son talked about how him and his mother went to R. Kelly's concert in 2018, bitches. I think it was November or December. November or December of 2018. So we're just going to say last year because we're only 5 minutes into 2020. So we'll just say last year. Late last year, at the end part of last year, him and his mother went to R. Kelly's concert because they were going to try and see Azriel. And there she was up on stage. Let me put up that picture right now, by the way. Now, I know something's up with that because the brother, which I should put up his picture. Hold on. The brother talks about they saw the flyer, knew that R. Kelly was going to be in Florida. I guess they live in Florida, giving this concert, or his concert was coming there, and they decided to get tickets to go and try and see if they might be able to see Azriel. But lo and behold, his mother somehow ends up in the part that he said, I think they just keep that part just for women. That's like right in front of the stage or whatever. Somehow his mother was in there. How did bitch get a ticket to there, everybody? Your daughter just happens to be. This whole thing, this R. Kelly thing has been going on. So this is 2018, late, like November, December. That means Surviving R. Kelly's already aired whenever. So, or at least there's some stir up. And now you're at the concert and he wouldn't know who you are. But it gets worse. When he starts picking women to come up on stage, she's one of the women that he picks to come up on the stage. So she's up there on stage, only feet from this Azriel person. And as the brother says, Armani, the only thing between her and her daughter was a couple of security guards. But you just up there? Eventually she did try and make contact with her, and then the security guards grabbed her away, and he claimed they had her in a chokehold, and nah. I'm just not buying it. And by then, she's a grown woman already, 2018. Why are you there? Why are you there? But again, like I say, July of 2019, he's arrested, so all bets are off. Anybody claiming they try to get their daughter and save their daughter is a lying whore. Because R. Kelly don't have your daughter no more. And if your daughter ain't coming home, that means she didn't like your bitch ass to begin with. Which is what they've been saying the whole time. But see, so their line of, well, he's had them brainwashed and he's keeping them there against their will, that runs right off the faucet now. It's too late. Because if that was true, your daughters would have been rushing into your arms, and we would certainly have footage of that on Lifetime. Of them running into your arms. Thank God they're free of the clutches of R. Kelly from his lair. But none of it happened. None of it. Because the parents are lying ass bitches just like the daughters. Everybody is jacked up in this. The only person I find faultless here is R. Kelly. As I said in my previous video, the only thing R. Kelly is guilty of is being famous, having money, and having a big penis. That's what he's guilty of. Lock him up. That's what he's guilty of. But these parents are guilty of all kinds of everything. And so are their daughters for just being hot bitches. Who thought, every single heifer thought they was going to be R. Kelly's number one. And that's why they was lingering around and trying to think they're going to latch on and he's going to pick me. I'm going to be the head it. You understand? We have too many examples of that even in situations where it's not R. Kelly. Just everyday people that we have known and know. Where you got some chick that's, he got a girl, the dude has a girlfriend, but this one bitch is hanging around, he gonna choose me, and he keeps dissing her and disrespecting her and telling her to get the fuck out the way and go on someplace, but she's convinced herself that he's going to pick her in the end. Proving my point completely is every time you have a man cheat on a female, it's always the two chicks scrapping. They never join together and beat his ass. Never! So this is that magnified. They will rather stay and outcompete and whatever each other. Family and home life be damned. They are determined they're going to get this man. It's the same thing when two bitches meet up and they're going to fight now. Instead of both of them saying, oh girl, I know you didn't know me and I didn't know you, so we're not enemies. We both need to kick his ass because that's our problem. But sadly, too many of our women are so thirsty for the penis. Thirsty for the penis. Lose your mind over some damn penis. Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know I'm not lying. Wow. So this is what you had. So now they go, like I say, they go to this concert and they don't get her back. So what are you doing now? So all this showing at the Trump Hotel and all this bullshit, this was just theatrics, everybody. The loose booty, he wants some kind of a career. You've seen these two dudes. Let me put their picture up right now. Their claim to fame is supposed to be that they are Jocelyn's writer and producer. So my mind did a quick deduction. And I realized Loose Booty Savage, with his Bluetooth in his ear and his perfect hair all the fucking time, somebody's paying them kids. Paying Joycelyn's writer and producer. And I suggest you that Loose Booty Savage wants to be that. Remember, okay, let me come back. But anyways, so that's why they would sit up there. That's why they would sit up there talking so positive. Nah, because if this had been going on, Tim Savage would nip that in the bud right away and woo woo. They just little punk ass little niggas. Feel me? Excuse me. They have no credibility. You know, God love them. But in this particular case, they have no credibility at all. And indeed, they're even biased, really. Because I suggest to you that indeed Loose Booty Savage did or is taking money from R. Kelly, and therefore that's how he's dishing them out some money. And maybe he's trying to get Joycelyn to record under, he's trying to start a label or some bullshit or something. There's definitely a money flow, everybody, because how is it that R. Kelly's in jail and Joycelyn is, and Azriel and all them are still staying at Trump's fucking hotel? Well, your boy did his checking because the Jedi does his work. A basic room, the lowest price I could nail down, the lowest that I could nail down, and you can do your own checking, was $325 a night. Alright? It's not a lot. I would expect Trump to be more than that. You know. But alas, that's still a lot. I've never stayed in a $375 a night hotel. You understand me? Or what did I say? Did I say $375? I don't know. Just not $400. Anyway, my point is that somebody's paying that. Somebody's paying that. If R. Kelly's in jail and that's still getting paid, that proves once again what I know for sure. R. Kelly is not broke. They even quickly put up a list, going very quickly, of some of the songs he's written and people he's connected to. I told you guys about Britney Spears, saw her name up there, saw Lady Gaga, you understand? Saw a lot of people. So, the money stream is not going to cut off. They're not really trying to cancel R. Kelly. Let the truth be told. Because I would tell you, white man will walk over his mother's dead carcass for a coin. That is their God. You understand? That's their God, and they will walk over their mother's dead carcass for it. So, R. Kelly is not broke. And they also mentioned that he went from being at his luxury home to now in jail. So why did they mention luxury home? Because he has a luxury home, which means R. Kelly's not broke. I've already told you that. He's not broke. Listen, you want to tell me you're just the artist and you only wrote just your own song, and you didn't write even your own songs, and you went broke? I can see it. But you're a songwriter? You wrote your own songs? That would keep you paid. Then you wrote for other people. Celine Dion, biggest selling female artist ever in the history of ever. It's not Mariah, it's not Whitney. Sorry to tell you. It's Celine goddammit Dion, bitches. So sorry. So sorry. Her heart will go on. But anyway, Celine Dion, this amazing technical singer, she doesn't write. She doesn't write. So for all the chameleons that Celine Dion has, the songwriter has more chameleons than Celine. You understand? Because everybody else get paid before you, and chief among them is the songwriter. You understand? And those writers become even more wealthy as Celine Dion became the Celine Dion that she is. You know, when she was just like little Celine, and somebody wrote a song, maybe they sold it to her for a couple $1,000s, maybe, could be more. But once you're Celine Dion, somebody writes a song for you, that's big money gonna change hands. You understand? And then plus you're looking to seek royalties and all that kind of stuff down the road because, as a songwriter, because it's Celine Dion, you want to put your songs on somebody like a Celine Dion because they're going to go into the future. And by the way, R. Kelly did a damn duet with Celine Dion, thank you please, that he wrote. Huh? Oh, R. Kelly is paid. Understand that. And so I also think part of this is about generational wealth, because he did not have any white bitches around him that we've seen any. I mean, it might have been some that worked for him, but I'm talking about as far as like his love interests and people that he married and stuff like that, these were all black women. So that meant all that money is going to black hands, and we're not allowed to have that happen. Like I say, even Oprah is not going to get out this life without them scandalizing her and taking her money some kind of way. Some kind of way. And I think the only reason why they haven't really pounced on her is because she has Stedman, but she won't marry him. If she were married to him, they'd be pouncing on Oprah. Because that would mean that money is definitely going to Stedman. By them being not married, she remains a singular entity. So they'll let her ride for a little bit. But Oprah is not. We don't know how and her family seems to be older. Gail is old. Her sisters are older. You know, like they're all around her contemporary and stuff like that. So who's she leaving her money to when she goes? She's not having any kids. Who's getting Oprah's money? Who? Who's getting Oprah's money? What's in her will? We'd like to know that. We'd like to know it. We'd like to know it. Because they've always frustrated black generational wealth. Always. Unless you with some white bitch. You see. For all we know, behind the scenes, Tiger Woods, his crime might have been that he was about to sleep with a sister. Because everybody they rolled out for us was a white heifer. Maybe he was about to turn, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, back to this, but, so R. Kelly is not broke. That's just a flat out lie. They always put that label on black men who have made a lot of money, trying to tell you they're broke. Just like they tried to tell you the same thing with Michael Jackson, so that they can just take the money. And you think, well, he was broke anyway. Nah. And don't let yourself be clouded by all these lawyers and legal proceedings, everybody. A lot of times, artists like this have insurance, so their insurance pays for legal matters, etc., etc. Case in point, Michael Jackson. When that first little fucker got $20 million, Michael Jackson didn't pay that. His insurance paid the money, not Michael. Weinstein just paid out a huge settlement, unprecedented, history-making settlement to a bunch of white heifers. Weinstein didn't pay that money. His insurance company paid it, huh? So he does all this and his insurance company doesn't drop him? But we supposed to cancel R. Kelly. We're supposed to cancel Michael Jackson and cancel motherfuckers just because they say? Nah. If they hate them, we love them even more. You understand? At least I do. Anybody they hate, damn it, I love them to death. They're my bestie. You understand me? But, I wanted to also address this came to me. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video or not, but this just came to me. The universe gave me this a minute ago. Because somewhere in all of this, we heard that somewhere, whether it was this time around or a few years ago when they did this R. Kelly thing, this subject of sexual addiction. There's no sex addiction, everybody. No such thing as sex addiction. Throw that shit out. You understand? Because think about it. Every time we hear about somebody having a sex addiction, it's because they cheated on their fucking woman. If you really have a sex addiction, we shouldn't be hearing from you. We should be hearing from your wife saying, I just can't take it anymore. Every time I turn around, he wants to have sex. I just can't. I can't. And she, no, it's never that. It's always bitches that you've slept with. So you don't have no sex addiction. You're just a slut and a cheater. That's it. Every time we've heard of sex addiction, it's they cheated on the one they was with. It's a tired ass argument. It's tired. And if you're just that addicted to sex, then that means you should be with men and women then. Because it's just a sex addiction. Huh? Alcoholic doesn't pick the alcohol. They just want some alcohol. They haven't had a drink in a day and they're fiending, and you bring them bourbon instead of scotch, they're not going to throw it in your I don't drink this. No, they'd be glad to get it. So throw out this sex addiction. Next time you hear somebody say that they know somebody has a sex addiction, say no. They're just a slutty whore with no morals and principles. And they're a cheater most of all. Let's understand that. Don't give me sex addiction. I'm over it. No such thing. No such damn thing. Because like I say, if that was the case, then your wife or girlfriend should be the beneficiary of that. Girl, I'm getting it all the time. My man is a sex addict. He can't go more than an hour without it. Girl, what? Yeah, girl. But it's never that. It's never that. Oh, I know what that is. It's never that. It's always he went and cheated with somebody else and then claimed he had a sex addiction. Nah. Bite my ass. I wish then the woman was them to go, funny, I have a sex addiction too, and they just open the door, there's 8 niggas laying up in there she's sleeping with. I've got the same addiction. Same thing. You see? Then his true colors will come out and be like, well, nah, you don't got no sex addiction, and suddenly there'll be no such thing as sex addiction. Stop falling for this bullshit, ladies. Stop falling for it. Damn. Anyways, I want to finish with these two so I can meld this in with our women. I want to say that, you know, same thing with the like I say, the savage dude is missing in action when the police show up and when they go looking for Joycelyn. Same thing with the Clary dude. Huh? Because I pointed out in the very first time they did this, I said, how come he's not, y'all notice it was just the police was, and it was just the wife doing all the talking. He was nowhere to be seen. They both did the exact same, because they're the same type of dude. They're bitch men. Bitch men. Bitch men. I don't know how to even, you know, I can't. I can't. And then his wife, it looks like a Springer Spaniel. And they showed old footage or footage they hadn't shown in the first one, because he sit up there in that same gray whatever, and she's with that Springer Spaniel, Cocker Spaniel hair, and then she... matter of fact, I got the picture. Let me show you the picture right now, goddammit. Yes, they both pimped their daughters out. Both of them were hoping somehow with their daughters being in the presence of R. Kelly, somehow there will be some revenue and dividends that will come falling their way in the form of cash, fame, access, some kind of thing. You understand? Because fame is intoxicating to be around it for people whose head is not on right. You understand? They just lose their ass. They just do. And when we also have testimony from some of these females that R. Kelly had interactions with men as well. So that furthers my theory that these two are bitch type men who would go there for an R. Kelly. You understand? I believe that, everybody. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Because when I watch or read anything, I don't have any distractions. I don't allow it. I give it my but I'm that way with everything. Like if you talk to me on the phone, I don't have the TV going on, I don't have music playing, I'm not walking around doing stuff. I'm focused on my phone call. That's it. When I'm doing a YouTube video, I'm right here. This is all I'm focused on right here. This is it. Nothing else is going on. So, such is the case when I read something or watch television or watch something. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Because I know the answers are there. One of the shots that I got of Loose Booty, Savage, off by himself, was the camera just sort of, it wasn't meant to be a shot. But they left it in. So it was just, you could tell they were just moving the camera, and they got him. And I had to stop and move it and move it and move it until I got, aha, now take the picture. You see? So, I mean, look at their daughters now. Look. Those are grown ass heifers who have bit the apple of close to fame, and they want to possess R. Kelly, and they want to try and keep this going on. They just hot bitches. They don't want to be around their parents. No way. If it wasn't R. Kelly, they'd be off with some other niggas somewhere. And especially the one, Joycelyn, I think she's the one wearing the plaid looking pants. When I saw her walking on TMZ, y'all, I almost threw up. In fact, my crew was telling me I actually did throw up in my mouth. And they're showing me the medical record now. I was rushed to the hospital and put on a ventilator. Fine. Anyways, the way she looked constipated and had to take a piss. It was a list of things. That was an unhuman, unnatural walk she had going on. Like, I can't. It was unnatural. And she was in heels on top of it. She looked like she was impaled on something. I call it as I see it. And I'm not the only one that sees it. Go back and watch her walk. But make sure you have a ventilator and a team of doctors. Because you will not get through it. All right? I've warned you. I've saved you. I'm here to help. Thank you. Thank you. But R. Kelly is not guilty of anything but being famous, having money, and having a big penis. I come back to that a million times because it is the truth. I was so disgusted when it got to the end of this piece and they were finally running the credit. I survived R. Kelly. Bitch, what did you survive? And the Latina chick really punctuated my point because she was like, I wasn't trying to do these. She was really emotional. Those were real tears. Like, she didn't have to find no tears. They were there. She just realized she fucked up. She got sucked into this because she's unsophisticated and stupid. And I know how television producers can be, everybody. They can get you, they can wear you down before you get to anything. They've already formulated what you're going to say and do before you even meet whoever it is, you know. You think you're going to Oprah. Well, not Oprah, because she seemed to have been a little ethical with her stuff, so I'm not going to use her. But somebody like, Jerry Springer or somebody, I mean, just, any of these 2020s, anything, these news shows, sensational type stuff, they've already got producers that have worked on you of what they how they want things to go and what you're going to say, And so she realized in that moment, that's what I saw coming and gushing out, was she realized that she had been played like a little fiddle. And she really was not in this to see art. But now it was too late to turn back because now she's sitting up there and R. Kelly's sitting in jail. And this is not what she wanted. She wanted to just get her story out, she claimed. Oh, they got your story out. But they used it and fiddled it. And now you got to live with that. You got to live with that. You got to live with that. R. Kelly should not be in jail. Period. The damn end. Period. The damn end. These are hot bitches that were consenting. Nobody was raped. Nobody was held against their will. Nobody was threatened. Nothing. None of that went on. And these girls didn't want to have anything to do with their families. At all. As I told you in my last video, Dominic summed it up the best. She said, you're young. You don't want to work. He's paying for everything. He's buying you stuff your family can't buy you, etc., etc. So, if you want your family to do that, then you move back with them. But none of them wanted to do that. None of them wanted to do that. They wanted to be right there. You see? And every heifer up there is only mad and sad because it came to this. None of them has R. Kelly. Now you've betrayed them in a way that you can't take back. When they know deep in their heart, they was craving every single inch of that brother. Every moment they was around him. Don't give me controlling, because we all know dudes that are just insecure like that, and they woman, don't look at nobody, don't walk over there, don't do this, don't do that. So I'm not bothered by that at all. Not at all. But here's something else that came to me in watching this, everybody. I think it's time for me, as it was towards the end, and the lady that her face looks like the surface of the moon, whatever her name was, she started the Me Too movement, or one of these Time's Up or something. She just, I don't know her name, you know who she is, but I just describe her face. It literally looks like the surface of a moon. There's so many pores in it, I mean, I don't know what she's got going on. But when she was speaking and all these other heifers, and I was just thinking, well, it's time for men to start a hashtag. Hashtag cover up. Huh? Hear me out on this. And I'm serious about it. I'm very serious about this. Because it needs to be to the point where now a woman can walk into the room with plunging cleavage and a man can say, I'm absolutely offended by that. Hashtag cover up. Otherwise, we should be able to march into court now and bring litigation of how injured and victimized we were by that. I'm not being funny. I'm being very serious. You want shit you never had, you got to do shit you never did. Period. And I'm tired of this little cat and mouse game, because I know the answer. Because we don't have this in Islam. Because our women cover. Because Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows the temptation of a woman. So He told the man, you lower your gaze. And told the woman, cover your shit up. Period. We don't have this issue. So I want to now be able to walk into, especially as a Muslim living in this society, I would be the first litigant. So I want to be able to march to a court now. And I want to be able to seek damages and jail time for the heifer that walked in with cleavage, plunging cleavage, and her pants were so tight I could see her camel toe. And oh my God, I thought I saw an ankle. And oh my God, come on, down the list we can go. And she had side titties showing out. Let me show this other heifer that was sitting up there, y'all, that I mentioned in my other video, but I didn't have a picture of her. Let me show you her now. Look at what she's got going on. Just titty just peeking out. That is not righteous. Just because it has been normalized in society does not make it morally right, everybody. And for women, I don't care how cute you think that shit looks. You understand? You seal your fate with the choices you make, and there must be a price and a requisite for everything on the earth, even life itself. You understand? So, I am sick and tired of there being a society where women walk around with fucking nothing on, putting men who don't have their self-control and self-restraint in check, keeping them in states of arousal, so they're more likely to act on and say inappropriate things and do inappropriate things. You understand? That's just the way it is. We don't have to like it. So therefore, women need to be more mindful that, and if you really want to be respected, see how much attention you can get when you cover the fuck up. Huh? Then you're really killing the game. But trying to out high heel the other heifer, and out center part, and out tight, and out everything else, and out short, nah. So I want to look seriously at starting a hashtag cover up. Under this hashtag, it will allow men to be absolutely outraged and offended by any states of nakedness and display by women. Anything provocative in the dress of a woman. So, for instance, the last picture I showed you of her having her titty out, that would be actionable in a court of law. I would want to go into the court and seek damages, and I would be a victim, and I'd be in tears. And I'll remember the day when I saw her picture, and she was on the show, and I was so devastated by it. And I just didn't have the courage to come forward when I saw it. But 5 years later, I got the courage to come forward and say that I saw this titty, and it injured me so bad. And I need a documentary done now. Surviving the titty is what I'm going to need. I jest, but I'm serious as hell. There's got to be a stop put to this. There's got to be a stop put to this. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Last video that I did, I showed you. I put up a montage of pictures. Show you this is how you dress when you're a victim. And it was plunging cleavage and thigh high everything and just nah. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. And when are women going to understand that you don't need all of that to get attention? You don't need all of that. I'm over it. And it's so pervasive in society. I'm literally turned off by it. Here we go again. Another goddamn titty. Here we go. Another tight ass pair of pants. I'm just over it. I've said to you, the woman that gets noticed and gets the respect is that demure woman who clearly has self-respect for herself and is not doing all of that. There's still a way to be fly and still be modest, and you don't have to show a damn thing. You don't have to. You don't have to. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I can't even articulate it to you. I'm so over it and past it. Man. Anyways, I want to begin to land this plane by just saying that the Clearys are some bullshit. And at the end, Cleary was like, well, at least my daughter, she know I'm watching her from afar. We finally got closure. What closure did you get? You ain't get no closure. You're actually probably mad. Unless they done found some way, now that R. Kelly's going to jail, if they done found some back way, or maybe some shiesty lawyer or something, because that little bow tie wearing fucker, trust me, lawyers don't come if it ain't no money to be sniffed someplace. You know, and they participating in the documentary and all of it, so there's some money someplace. You know, because even when Loose Booty Savage tried to deny it, you know, the idea is that they trying to say we got money, that we took money, and then the wife, Hagatha, says $20,000. $20,000 as if he forgot the amount. Because I get $20,000 all the time. I always forget that I always forget that 20 grand. That other 20 grand. I always forget it. I don't know how I do that. I'm just getting 20 grand all the time. I don't remember. I just don't remember. Damn that 20 grand. But anyway. So apparently he's got the same problem. He just can't remember when he got 20 grand. But there he was. And that's when he tried to come up with the fake tear. You know. We gonna continue to fight. You can't even go up to the fucking hotel room. What fighting are you doing? What fighting are you doing? Him or the Cleary dude? And God bless the son Armani of the Clary, because he's just going along. He believes everything his father and mother have said, and he's, you know, I guess, you know, he was up there defending, you know, there's no handbook to tell you how to go and, you know, make contact with your daughter you haven't seen in 3 or 4 years, talking about the time they went to see his concert that I was telling you guys about in 2018. So I'm going to give him a pass because he's just young and dumb and windblown. And I'm over it, and that's fine. I don't know how old he is, but I'm just going to let that one go. I just let it go. Like I said, I blame the parents. Because both these men are the same type. They want a certain clout. And I told you when I did a long time ago the R. Kelly, the first R. Kelly piece, I told you that the women are even the same. Very gaudy, those fucking nails that come out to here. Very, you know, even the fake me out LaToya Jackson. You saw when she's holding the phone, her nails are up to here. The phone is here, and her nails are up to here. You know, and she's like, I would like to do a wellness check on my little sister. How come your parents fucking standing right there? How come they're like, we are the parents of a Joycelyn Savage or a Joycelyn Cleary or no, which one? Fucking listen, who can't remember who's fucking who? Just whatever. And we are here to see about our daughter, and he would be asserting himself as a man, and the family would just be behind him, and he'd be leading. You see what I'm saying? We didn't see none of that from these fake ass loose booties. None of it. None of it. Because both of them would be swinging, literally swinging R. Kelly's penis if they had the chance. I promise you on everything holy and sacred. They're that type of dudes. That's who they are. That's who they are. That's who they are. That's who they are. That's exactly who they are. In fact, I wanted to read you something that they had put up, that one of the somebody wrote to this savage dude. Put his full government. Timothy Terrell Savage. I really hope your bitch ass wife is happy that R. Kelly is behind bars sitting in a hole not eating. You have helped the white man destroy 30 plus years of talent and still haven't gotten your daughter back. Why couldn't you guys just leave him alone? I hope you never see your daughter again, and I hope if they convict him that she kills herself. That's very cruel. A man's life is on the line, and all you can do is get your bitch ass on TV and act like your daughter is in danger. What a complete joke. You and your family, you money-hungry piece of shit. I got my life when they put that up there. My entire existence came into view. It was all clear suddenly. It was all clear. I knew the meaning of life and existence and the universe and all of it when I read this, because that's what needed to be said to him. And then some. That is a bitch ass nigga. Both of them are bitch ass, bitch made with the label on them and everything. Bitch ass. Just, oh my God. How old is LaToya Jackson, y'all? The little fake me out LaToya. How do y'all think she is? Like, she looked like she's still a teenager to me, right? I don't know. Anyway, it don't matter what age she is. Why are you putting her up to call, and she's the one that's going up to the room? And the police told us that we can't go up there and knock, bang the door in. If we just knock and they don't answer, then there's nothing we can do. That's a whole nother video, Jedi. Don't do it. Reel yourself back. Hold your peace. All right. Thank you, self. I'll do it. But just for you. So, but you send the daughter. Instead of saying, no, I'm the parent here. I'm the father. I will go up with the police and see if my daughter's up there. Bitch made, bitch made, bitch ass niggas. You understand? The same thing with the other dude. There's all their names. Everybody in their families, both sides, I hate all their names. All of them got to die off. Die off. Die off. Die off. Because I can't. Nothing's original. It's just, nah. I can't. Anyway. So nothing came of this. They don't have their daughters back. Their daughters won't have shit to do with them. We just saw them on TMZ the other day. They were fighting. And they were in yet another posh apartment or something. Even his Grammys were there. Because she was saying, tell her come get these other Grammys, otherwise I'm going to break them. So again, R. Kelly is not broke. How would he have this many places if he was broke? Because he's not broke, everybody. He's not broke. And quiet as it's kept, when I reveal my father to you guys, my father was a pretty big deal back in the day. And to this day, there's still royalty checks that are very, very small that come, but because there's so many siblings, it gets divided up. Well, years ago, I just started rejecting mine because it was so little. And I'm not materialistic, and I knew my sorry ass fucking siblings who all need to burn in hell. Um, just fuck them. Like, just, they could just have it. Like, I don't have shit to do with them, no way, so just, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. You know, the last one that I saw, because all the paperwork came to my house, was, I don't know, close to $700. And I called my sister in New York, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think these people are trying to give me a bunch of money. And she was like, nah, because she's listed as under my father's label, and it's a whole thing. But anyway, I just mentioned, I'll share more about that in the future, but I'm just trying to say, like, that's just pittance. And it's, but if it was just like one child, that would be a nice little stipend, you feel me? But there's too many of us, and so there's not a whole lot of money to be had. So, and my father was not R. Kelly, so I can imagine what his royalty checks look like. And he's still writing for people, and he's still touring, and he's still writing his own music for himself and all this. This is not a man who is broke. If you don't take nothing else from this video, you tell anybody that comes up with that R. Kelly's broke shit, you tell them to shut the fuck up and sit down and go and learn. It's patently false. No truth to it, whatever. None at all. You need to be clear about that. R. Kelly is not broke. Not broke. Not broke. You understand? So, man, I just want to say, damn it, we're so long now. I'm going to say this. In recent times, well, even now, you see they brought out the Harriet Tubman movie, and, you know, we've been hearing the last several years that black women are the biggest voting bloc, and now black women are determining elections, and like it was because of black women that it was some Democrat in some state, it was real close, but it was black women that gave them the win and all this. Nah. Well, the fact of the matter is, black women need to claim their place that they've always had on earth, and that is at the very top of everything. You know, for all y'all Christian folks that claim you love Christ so much and claim he was your savior and credit card to paradise, I remind you his mother was a black woman. A black African woman, whom Allah said to her, I make you woman above all women. Every civilization shall know your name. This is Mary, the mother of Jesus, alayhi salam. When we think about the first man and woman that Allah ever created, it was an African woman. It was an African woman. That's the only reason why I gave you this whole Eve tempted Adam with the apple. First of all, their name wasn't Adam and Eve. Those are white fucking names. Second of all, they know it was a black woman, so let's just put a stain on her for all humanity that she tempted mankind, and that's why we're in sin and all of it. None of that is true. Both of these people disobeyed Allah at the whisper of the devil, and both were punished. Period. The fucking end. Period. I don't care what Massa has told you. What I just spoke to you is the truth. Damn it. So, I mentioned that to say that you're the first woman. And then I gave you an example of the most celebrated woman by the divine. Why are you kowtowing and peddling to any of these white heifers for anything at all, for any reason? Why? For what? For what? None of them can hold a candle to your pinky toe. also, why do you continue to settle and fight over and be so desperate over the most trifling brother on earth? You could raise the standard of everything overnight like this, because what you say goes. And a lot of these niggas are so basic. There's nothing going on up here. All they got is physical. That's it. And if you wasn't so damn thirsty, and you start withholding the sex, you could get brothers to do anything. They would climb Everest for a piece. If you say, well, if you go climb Mount Everest, I'll give you some. They will be out there climbing, I promise you. They will start climbing. They will start climbing. But you have let the roles be reversed, where suddenly you're doing the chasing when you're the prize. And you're the one to be chased. But I always see sisters trying to satisfy some nigga for what? Why are black women so damn thirsty? Why? What is it? Damn. Because you are allowing the culture to just be degraded away into dust. You could take control of everything. All this dating outside the race, if brothers knew the moment a sister had any evidence she was ever a white heifer, you would never ever be able to touch another black woman ever again. You could end that overnight like that. Or that shit would be just as down low as the down low. You understand me? You could change everything. But you're settling for these non-ass niggas. And you're happy to compete with heifers, other sisters, when y'all should have a sisterhood that is unbreakable, that certainly no man can come between. Ever. That should just be the written, unwritten code. Sisters don't, brothers would know. You don't get, two sisters ain't gonna let you come between them, man. They're just not. They always stick together against you. You have to do right. Otherwise they turn on you. Just think if that was known. These brothers will do anything you let them do. You let them do. That's what they're going to do. I seen People's Court or Judge Judy or something recently where this brother from Nigeria was, him and the sister was kind of scamming and scheming, but ultimately, as I saw it, he is the one that brought this to her. Instead of her shutting it down, she went along. Cause what? She was thirsty for the penis. And there's her little man, her little son, cutest thing since me, in the courtroom. Cutest thing. But he's seeing all of this. I can't. And plus y'all having babies by one dude, then you meet somebody else, and you letting him meet your kids too damn early, and you're killing our culture off, black women. You're not doing it alone, but I'm focusing and putting it on you right now, because you really are in the driver's seat, and that's what's so important. That's what sets the difference. Because at the end of the day, when we assess and say, well, who really has power? It's like if you have a parent and a child doing something. They're going around robbing banks, or they're doing something illegal. When they finally get caught, they're going to come down harder on the parent. They're going to say, yeah, but he's old enough, he's 16, he knew better too. But your ass is the parent. So you knew better. You definitely knew better. So that's what I'm trying to say. You're that. When all of it settles out, I blame and put the most responsibility on, because you have the most power. That's why I need you to see your fucking power so you can start using it. When black women use their power, it's going to liberate all of us. It's going to. Niggas walking around sagging. If sisters was like, girl, and... Okay, I don't know, it cut off on me. I don't know what's the last thing it heard. Damn. Anyways, okay, I'll start back and say this. Niggas sagging. Hopefully you got that. Anyways, niggas sagging. If sisters started downing that as something bad and unattractive and disgusting, or start telling them they soft, or question their sexuality and stuff like that, they will pull their pants tomorrow. But you're not asking for it. You just, anything goes, man. I'm sick and tired of it. You're the crown of creation. And I'm sick and tired of you just not... I'm just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. Because then I also have to look at what predicament it puts you in too. So it's not just what you're doing to the culture. It's all the unnecessary sufferings that you're going through. And extra heartache that you have to put up with. Because you will not just assume your power. And articulate it and stand in and say, hold up. Nah. I am a black woman, therefore I run X, Y, and Z. Period. The end. Because I exist, I am. Like, it's that simple. And dare anybody to question that. I'm going to have to do this another part. I'm going to have to. Because that fucking R. Kelly bullshit took too long. I wanted to weave it in, but there was too much distinction I needed to make between these two bitch-ass niggas. Just know that I'm going to pick this up again. Because this is every day. This is ongoing. This isn't like a subject that's going to go away, you know, sadly. So, I will be revisiting this again. I'll end it like this. These damn Ezreal and the other bitch nigga, they only did this shit because they bitch ass women sat right there and let them do the shit. If they'd assumed power and said, no, you go and get my daughter, and you don't come to this house until my daughter is with you, then they would have been out there breaking down every door they needed to get them girls back home. But as long as the women sat up there just trying to be cute and wear bundles and fake fucking nails and have their phone matching their outfit and all the other bullshit I showed you, you know, there's nothing happening. So they're allowed to be bitch ass niggas, and it just is what it is. Wow. Wow. Anyways, this will be continued. It'll be continued. I need black women to start demanding more. Demanding more. And then in that, start exercising more self-control so you don't let your thirst get out of control. And that's when everything goes south. You know. It's this thirstiness. You know. That's why these have to stay with R. Kelly. Thirsty as fuck. Just thirsty. Just say, I'm a thirsty bitch. He didn't assault me and I was not no victim. I'm just a thirsty bitch. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here at R. Kelly's. That's why I'm here to proclaim whatever. Because I'm a thirsty ass bitch. They should have just said that. They would have got more respect from me anyway. I'm over it. Anyways. I'm not going to do a long closing. I just want to say I love you guys all. And I'll see you soon.